has. Quit wishing for what the other has. And then he says, وَاسْأَلُوا اللَّهَ مِنْ فَضْلِهِ. One of the most remarkable phrases in the Quran, within the same ayah. He says, and ask Allah for His favor. By the way, fadl here isn't just favor, it's preference. You see, in jealousy, a person feels that this one has fadl over me, or I have fadl over them. You know, this one has fadl over me, or a preference over me in terms of wealth, or in terms of appearance, or in terms of opportunity. Or a girl might feel that way in a house when her sister gets marriage proposals and she's not getting any marriage proposals. This one has a fadl over me. Allah says, you want fadl, instead of asking for that preference over another creation of Allah, ask Allah to give you a fadl from Him. Stop comparing what others are getting. Focus on what more you can get from Allah Himself. Almost pretend nobody else exists. Don't worry about anybody else. If you can internalize that, you'll live a much happier life, by the way. When you're sitting in a class and you're the only one who's not understanding, you're lost, the teacher is like talking about something and you're like, I don't know even what planet I'm on, I lost him like 10 minutes ago, why am I even sitting here? And the guy next to you or the girl next to you is answering every single question, raising her hand, and you're like, I'm going to run this kid over in the parking lot, I hate this guy. It makes me feel so dumb because he answers every single question. You know what's just happened? All of your focus is on someone who you think is smarter than you, or is a teacher's pet, or is a show-off, or is getting all the attention, and they're making you look bad, or embarrassing you, while you forgot why you're there. You're a student. When you're sitting in that classroom, nobody else exists. It's just you and the teacher. You came there to learn. And you should embarrass yourself and say, I lost you. You need to explain yourself again. You owe that to yourself. You can't be embarrassed to ask. You came to further yourself, not to prove your worth to anybody else. That's not why you come to learn. The same way at work, the same way in your family. You don't just silence yourself and wither yourself away because somebody else was given a preference. If something is wrong, you speak up. If you're entitled to something, you speak up. You say it. And you don't just keep burning on the inside and letting that fester and create a hate inside of you. One of the things we beg Allah when we come before Him on Judgment Day is وَلَا تَجْعَلْ فِي قُلُوبِنَا غِلًّا لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. Do not place ghil, meaning ill feeling, towards other believers in our hearts. We don't want that in this dunya, and Allah will remove it actually in Jannah. He removes it in Jannah. So it can happen in this life. It can happen that you develop an ill feeling. Oh, this person doesn't deserve the position they're in. They don't deserve to be doing this, that, or the other. You don't feel that way, fine. There are people that'll say, well, this one gets paid a lot more than I do. Why do they get paid more than I do? Or why, and what is it, your business, what they get paid? What are you doing? What have you earned? And if you feel that you should be earning more, then you should make a case for it. And say, here, I deserve more, and here's why. Not because of someone else, but because of your own merits. وَاسْأَلُوا اللَّهَ مِنْ فَضْلِهِ. Ask Allah from His own favor. إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمًا. Allah has always known everything. Stop, when we stop becoming victims by comparison, when we stop thinking of ourselves as a man, as a woman, as anybody, we stop thinking of ourselves as we've been left behind because of other people. There's nobody between you and Allah. And you want to get ahead, ask Allah to get ahead. Ask Allah, وَاسْأَلُوا اللَّهَ مِنْ فَضْلِهِ. Otherwise, you'll just spend your life complaining about how other people have done you wrong, and how other people have denied you opportunity, how now everybody got and you didn't get, and you're just going to be miserable, and people around you are going to be miserable because of you. This is the protection Allah has given us in this remarkable ayah.